All right, thanks, guys. The Penguins take on the Capitals, 12 o'clock Eastern puck drop in the nation's capital. The Caps are minus 135, total 6.5. We did see a nickel move toward Washington in the early wagering. They open a $1.30 up to minus 135, total 6.5. Right now, the Pens are plus a $1.15 on the money line. Washington plus a $1.70 on the puck line. We have Braden Holtby for the Caps, Matt Murray for the Pens. Murray comes into this game with a 17-8-1 record, 280 goals against, 903 save percentage. Braden Holtby on the other side, believe it or not, he's coming into this game with a 314 goals against and an 896 save percentage. Not really impressive numbers by Holtby. Of course, he doesn't have to be because the Caps have been scoring so much. But speaking of the Caps, they're really not getting it. Let's try that again. They're really not getting the job done as of late. Losers of their last 4 straight. They've also dropped 6 out of their last 7 games. The Caps rank in the bottom 10 in goals allowed at home. They've also successfully covered the puck line in just 10 out of 30 home games. Now, Pittsburgh on the other side, they rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in shots allowed on the road. Pittsburgh's also 2-1-1 to the over in their last 4. Washington 22-8 to the over when they're on their home ice. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Penguins plus a $1.15 and the over 6.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's NHL action. Happy Sunday to you. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. Now, before we go ahead and move on, just got to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We improved to 8-1 in our last 9 NBA tier package plays yesterday on that site. We're also 11-3 in our last 14 college basketball tier package plays as well. And the good news is we have another college basketball tier package play going off today. Now, I said in my earlier uploads, because the number 1 team lost and the number 2 team lost in college basketball, we had a bit of a rough day yesterday on Patreon, but it was nice to improve our record in the NBA tier package to 8-1 in our last 9. But anyway, guys, if you're curious about joining that site, we have over 1,100 members currently active on that webpage. It's a great time. We have a lot of great handicappers over there. So if you want to check it out, all you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. On deck, we've got Jets, Sabres, 3 o'clock Buffalo. The Jets are minus a $1.10 on the road, total at 6. We did see a nickel fade of Winnipeg and movement upward on the total. Movement on both the side and the total on this one. Winnipeg opened a $1.15 down to minus 110. Total open 5.5 up to 6 flat. The Sabres are minus 103 at home. Winnipeg plus 210 laying the goal and a half. Very juicy price point there. Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Jonas Johansson for the Sabres. Now, Connor Hellebuck's coming into this game with a 273 goals against and a 918 save percentage. The Jets rank in the top 10 in road scoring, 6-3 straight up in their last 9 games. They're also very good on the puck line when traveling. They're 21-9 against the spread on the road. Buffalo on the other side, they rank in the bottom 3 in offensive shots on average per game. They're also averaging just 2.9 goals per contest. We're looking at a Buffalo team who is 4-0 to the over in their last 4. Ironically, I'm going to lean Winnipeg minus a $1.10 and the over 6 goals in that contest. Next game, Chicago taking on the Stars, 3 o'clock Dallas. The Stars are the heavy $2 favorite, total at 5.5. No surprise here, we saw a nickel move toward Dallas. They open a $1.95 up to minus 200, totals 5.5. Right now the Blackhawks are plus a $1.70. Dallas plus a $1.35, laying the goal and a half. Ben Bishop for the Stars, Robbie Lehner for Chicago. Now guys, believe it or not, Robbie Lehner having a pretty good year. He's 16-10 straight up on the season. He's also coming into this game with a 918 save percentage. Chicago pretty good covering that puck line on the road. They're 21-10 against the spread when traveling. Meanwhile, Dallas on the other side, they rank in the bottom 5 in home scoring. They're averaging just 2.6 goals per contest at home. Now, total-wise, no surprise here. Dallas 22-8 to the under in the friendly confines. Meanwhile, 2 out of Chicago's last 3 stayed under the number as well. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me Chicago plus 1.5 and the under 5.5 in that contest. Next game, Sharks, Islanders, 5 o'clock, Long Island. The Islanders open 215 up to minus 220, totals 5.5. The Sharks are plus $1.80 on the money line. Martin Jones for the Sharks, Semyon Varlamov for the Islanders. Now, if you like the Islanders on the puck line in this one, they are plus $1.20, laying the goal and a half. Meanwhile, we're looking at Martin Jones for the Sharks, who's just 14, 18, and 1 on the season right now. 311 goals against, .894 save percentage. The Sharks have lost their last 3 straight. They also rank in the bottom 5 in scoring on average per game. They're scoring just 2.3 goals per contest on the road as well. Now, the Islanders, on the other side, they rank in the top 5 in goals allowed on average per game. They are 19-7-4 on their home ice. Meanwhile, defensively, they're allowing just 2.7 goals per game. Now, total-wise, New York, no surprise here, 5-0 to the under in their last 5. Meanwhile, 4 out of San Jose's last 5 stayed under the total as well. I'm going to lean toward that juicy puck line price of plus 120. Give me New York minus 1.5 and the under 5.5 in that contest. Next game, Calgary, Detroit, 7 o'clock, Red Wings. Calgary's minus 220, total at 6. Nickel move toward the Flames. They open 215 up to 220, totals at 6. Detroit's plus $1.80 on the money line. Calgary plus $1.15 on the puck line. We have David Riddick for the Flames, John Bernier for the Red Wings. Bernier comes into this game with a 13, 18-1 record. Meanwhile, Riddick on the other side, 22, 15-2, 294 goals against, 908 save percentage. The Red Wings have dropped 5 out of their last 6. They rank dead last in scoring, dead last in goals allowed. They have the fewest points in the NHL. They have the worst record in the NHL. And they are averaging just 2.03 goals per contest. Now, Calgary, on the other side, they rank in the top 10 in goals allowed on the road, 2.8 goals per contest in that category. The Flames are also 6-0-1 to the over in their last 7. I'm going to lean Calgary Flames minus 1.5 and the over 6 in that contest. Next game, Blues, Wild, 7:30 Minnesota. The Blues open $1.20 down to minus 115, totals 5.5. The Wild are minus 105 on the money line. St. Louis plus 225 on the puck line. We have Jordan Binnington for the Blues, Devin Dubnyk for Minnesota. Minnesota's won their last 2 straight games, guys. They're 17-9-5 at home, and they rank in the top 5 in shots allowed on their home ice. Now, St. Louis on the other side, winners in just 3 out of their last 8. They also rank in the bottom 10 in offensive shots per game. Now, 3 out of Minnesota's last 4 games did get over the total. I'm going to lean toward another underdog. Give me Minnesota minus 105 and the over 5.5 in that contest. Next game, Golden Knights taking on the Ducks. 10 o'clock, Anaheim. The Golden Knights are minus 175, total at 6. This is another game where we saw movement on both the side and the total. We saw a 10-cent fade of Vegas. We also saw movement upward on the total. So the Golden Knights open 185 down to minus 175. Total open 5.5 up to 6 flat. Right now the Ducks are plus $1.50 on the money line. Vegas Golden Knights plus $1.55, laying the goal and a half. We have Malcolm Subban for the Golden Knights, John Gibson for the Ducks. Gibson comes into this game with a 17-24-1 record. Anaheim losers of their last 3 straight, just 2-6 straight up in their last 8 as well. They rank in the bottom 3 in home scoring, and they're averaging just 2.5 goals per contest. Golden Knights on the other side, red hot right now, winners of their last 5 straight. They're first in offensive shots on average per game. They're also in the top 5 in shots allowed on the road. 5 out of Vegas' last 8 did get over the number. I'm going to lean Vegas Golden Knights minus 1.5 and the over 6 goals in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Oilers versus the Kings. 10 o'clock, Los Angeles. Edmonton's minus $1.40 on the road, total 5.5. Nickel move toward Edmonton in the early wagering. They open $1.35 up to minus 140, totals 5.5. Kings are plus $1.15 on the money line. Edmonton plus $1.80 on the puck line. We have Mike Smith for the Oilers, Cal Peterson for the Kings. Smith comes into this game with a 16-10-1 record, 289 goals against, 905 save percentage. The Oilers rank in the top 5 in goals allowed on the road, top 10 in shots allowed on the road in that same category. Defensively, we're looking at an Edmonton team who's giving up just 2.7 goals per contest away from home. Now, the Kings, on the other side, they've dropped 7 out of their last 10. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring on average per game. They're averaging just 2.4 goals per contest. Now, total-wise, the Kings are 17-10 to the under on the road. Edmonton, 20-11 to the under. The Kings, 17-10 to the under at home. Edmonton, 20-11 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean Edmonton minus $1.40 and the under 5.5 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.